Shalom Yasharala Yahweh, Brother Malak, back with a biblical lesson breakdown. I'm a man of many gifts and talents, but there's nothing like the gift of prophesying or the gift of prophecy. I'm going to call this lesson in the near future. This lesson is called the near future because it's surely coming down the pike. What I'm speaking of is the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast system, which is prophecy, future prophecy, in these scrolls. And Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai has forewarned us about the time that's coming on the earth. And when you look at the things throughout the earth, you can very well see how everything is coming down the pike. You can very well see how everything is coming down the pike. As far as the brain chips, the brain chips with Elon Musk, as far as these scientists working on certain experiments and whatnot, as far as this digital currency, the Bitcoin, Litecoin, and all of these digital currencies and whatnot, everything is lining right up. Everything is lining right up to prophecy. Everything is lining right up to prophecy. Let's go with Revelations. Revelations chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." It says, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that his time is short." And that devil, you got people that think that devil is talking about the actual spiritual left-hand angel. And really it's talking about a man on the earth, a nation. And that's really the nation of Edom, the nation of Esau. That's who that nation is. That's who that man is. That's who that devil is. The devil means deceiver. Revelations chapter 12, verse 12 again, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens." You know, everybody that's in the heavens. It says, "And ye that dwell in them." But it says, "Woe, destruction to the inhabitants of the earth." That would be that would be those that's here on the earth, which would be us. It says, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil," which means deceiver, "has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that his time is short." And his time is short according to prophecy. The fact that the Israelites, the election, I believe is just about sealed. The fact that all of these prophecies are playing out, and we're waiting on two major prophecies, which is this prophecy that I'm going into, and World War III. World War III and the mark These are the last two like major prophecies. But the elect will be saved. They will be guided. The election will be saved and guided and protected, because we're dwelling the best way we can in obedience unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So he's going to be with us in those times and situations. But you scoffers and you mockers, and you unbelieving, it's going to be a cold day. It's going to be a cold day. Revelations chapter 3 verse 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, these commandments to the best of our ability, hastening his coming, living as a saint to the best of our ability, as we're commanded to do all throughout the Bible. Basically keeping the commandments, the laws to the best of our ability. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that hour of temptation is the mark, which is the mark of the beast, man. That's exactly what it is. The potato chip, and the chip ahoy, the chipmunk, whatever you want to call it. That is that great hour of temptation that should try everyone, and you already see it happening, rather. Brain chips, hand chips, digital currencies. Everything is digital, everything is online. This is the future. This is the future that's going to be implemented. Let's grab it. Revelations chapter 13. And what is our job? Our job, we was given the anointing, the wisdom, the knowledge, the comprehension to give insight. And just as the prophets, the apostles, and those before us in their times and eras. Revelations 13:15, it says, and he had power to give life into the image. The image is the basically the mark. The image is the trend. The image is the mark, the trend, the way, the new sauce, the new drip. They're gonna make your favorite celebrity, your favorite athlete, your favorite whatever, your favorite business mogul, your favorite entrepreneur to push this image, this trend, this way, this new movement, this new technology, this new tech. How about that? The new tech, the new way. Revelations 13:15, it says, and he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast. And the beast is the system. The beast is the system. The beast is it's the system. It's the driving force behind it. It's the driving force behind the image. Esau. Old dirty Esau. it says as Revelations 13:15. It says, and he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Gladly. I'll take it gladly. It says, and he caused all both small and great. So it doesn't matter about your status, your bank account, how much drip you got in your closet, how much cars you got in your garage. It don't matter about your lifestyle. All of that is irrelevant. Revelations 13:16, it says, and he calls of all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that forehead, this Bible, our Bible, is figurative, is written with figurative, metaphoric, and allegory. And there's one people on the face of the earth that speaks in such manner. That's you so-called Negroes, Native Indians, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Blacks, Haitians, Jamaicans, etc. We are a creative, figurative, speaking people. And this Bible is coded. There's so much figurative language. But I digress. It says Revelations 13:16. It says, and he calls of all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And their foreheads, the brain. Those is the brain chips. And people and people are going to take it because these people have they have disabilities and whatnot. So these chips or these marks, it may give you ability to see, it may give you the ability to walk, give you the ability to run, etc., etc., etc. So that's going to be the driving force to persuade people. And people are going to take it. People have already took it. You got Edomites in Sweden that have took it. You got Edomites in, I believe, Sweden. I believe Switzerland. And I believe a couple states here in America. Individuals that have took the mark. It can open up doors. It can open up your house doors. It can turn on your car, etc., etc. All of that garbage. Revelations 13:16, it says, and he calls of all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save or except he that had the mark, or the number, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to do anything you can do as of right now. When the near future is here, you're going to need the mark, man, the chip. It's just that simple. It says, here's wisdom, verse 18. It says, here's wisdom, let him that have understanding. And this is what we have. We have the top tier wisdom, top tier understanding, top tier comprehension. I say this all the time, and well, I don't say it all the time, but when I do these lessons, when the Ruach HaKodesh come on me to do these breakdowns, to do these digital epistles, to do these video epistles, just as Paul was sending out the letters, and just as John, when the Ruach HaKodesh come on us, not just me, but other brothers, other apostles, the elders, and everyone that's in this gospel, in this ministry. When I do certain digital epistles, I tend to say I tend to talk about Theodore Roosevelt. And he's an Edomite. He's a president, a former president. And he said there's no greater, in which we already knew this. We don't need an Edomite to tell us anything. But I give credit to where credit is due. And he said, Theodore Roosevelt, he said there's nothing more top tier as far as wisdom and knowledge goes than total comprehension of these biblical scrolls. And he never lied. But Revelations 13:18, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. And that's what this lesson has been about. The beast system. And what's nearly, I wouldn't even say nearly, because it's already here. But they got to find a way to finagle it, finesse it, to make it to where it's no longer taboo. And you're still going to have people that's not going to take it. And those people are the elect. And you're going to have some Gentiles too, some heathen, some Gentiles that's not going to take it either, because they read the scrolls as well. So that's the prophecy that's coming. Let's grab Revelations chapter 19, verse 20. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that brought miracles before him. It says, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. Because you're going to have some idiots, you're going to have some dummies that's going to take it. Just like all of the stuff these devils do now, and all of the stuff that they push now, and people take it and do it, and people are influenced to do so. So, I mean, it's not that far-fetched. Like I said, all this devil has to do is make it popular, make it to where it's the best technology that's out there. It can do this, it can do that. It can make your life easier. It can make you this. It can make you jump higher. It can make you run faster. It can make you turn invisible. It can make you go through a wall. All this devil has to do is make it attractive, make it interesting. And you're going to have stupid idiots that's going to take it. You already got idiots that's taking it now anyway. So it is what it is. Revelations 19:20, it says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that brought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped the image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire with burning brimstone. And that's going to be that World War III fire from the missiles. You know, as it speaks in Jeremiah and Ezekiel, I believe, where it talks about the fanners. Even in Esdras too, in second Esdras. Ezra. Remember, Esdras is Ezra. Ezra is Esdras. But it speaks of in Ezra, second Ezra, or Esdras, where it talks about the arrows coming from far, all the way across the waters. And that's talking about the missiles, the ICBM missiles. World War III, the Third World War. That's that fire, that lake of fire. That's that brimstone. You know, they're going to, you know, those that take this mark, they're going to be caught in that fire. And the chariots, when the chariots speaks of that in Isaiah 66, 15 through 6, Isaiah 66, prophet Isaiah 66, 15 through 16, where it speaks of the uh, the chariots coming with fire. Well, really, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach coming with fire, and the chariots coming with fire, and that's that laser beams, or though, or that's the laser beam salat that these chariots are going to produce. So you got the ICBMs, and then you have the chariot fire, the laser fire. You got all of this that's going to be, you know, that's going to make up that lake of fire, that brimstone. And those that take this devil's mark, they're going to be caught in that disaster. This is what the prophecies is talking about. Let's go back up. So you got people, you got souls that's going to take it, and then you have souls that's not going to take it. And let's go to the souls that's not going to take it. Well, we already know who those souls are. Those are the elect, which have been predestinated from the beginning. Chiefly from the house of Judah and the house of Israel. Because that's what this thing is about. It's about the Israelites. Prophecy lies with the Israelites. I don't know how many times we prophets and apostles and scholars got to tell you people this. Prophecy lies with the Israelites. And these higher ups, so to speak, you know, these devils that's in the know, these devils that got their own scholars, they know this. They know prophecy lies with the Israelites. They know who the Israelites are. It's you that don't know who you are. It's you that walk past when we're out there preaching and prophesying and teaching. It's you that run past certain commentary and post. It's you that don't believe. But these devils know. As a matter of fact, let's grab a precept. Let's grab a precept. Let's grab a perfect precept. James. Let's grab James. Where is James at, man? James. James chapter 2, verse 19. There's so many precepts, so many scriptures. It's too many that I like. James 2:19, it says, you believe that there is one God. You do well. So if you believe in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you do well. You do exceedingly well. James 2:19, it says, you believe that there's one God. You do well. The demons, says devils, but that's what a devil is. The devils, the demons also believe and tremble. How about that? The demons, the devils, they believe that there's God, and they tremble before God, and they tremble. So just think about that. And here you got these imperfect humans that ain't about nothing, made of dust, imperfection, imperfected. And, you know, they go around here proud, thinking they know these spiritual matters, thinking they know about certain spiritual matters. It just really shows you how idiotic humans are, man. So you got proud people. You got proud people. I'm gonna read it again. James 2:19. It says, "Thou believe that there is one God, thou do well. The demons also believe, and they tremble." So how much more trembling should you humans be doing? If the demons and devils tremble, and they supposed to be the baddest thing walking, right? Because you hear this thing with Jake, man, and it pisses me off. You hear this thing with Jake. Jake always calling himself oh, I'm a demon. I got 100 bodies. Oh, we on demon time. Demon this, demon, blah, 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 demon. And demons, they're the weakest in the spiritual rank. Let me add that too. You Jakes, you Israelites love calling yourself demon. You on demon time. You a demon. Me and my gang, we demons. And they the weakest. They're the weakest in the spiritual rank at that. But even then, these demons, the real demons, the spiritual entities, the spiritual demons, they fear God. They tremble at the presence, the name of God. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. How about that? So it just shows you how stupid humans are and how stupid we can be. Imperfection, imperfect. And I'm gonna read it one more time for you people that's out there listening. I know you agents. I know you agents are listening. So here's the verse for you again. In James 2:19, it says, "Thou believe that there's one God, Yahweh, the Ancient of Days. You do well. The demons, the devils also believe, and they tremble." Do you know what tremble means? Tremble means fearing with great, to fear greatly, man. That's what tremble means. And not only do the demons, which is the weakest entities in the rank, they're the lowest in the spiritual rank. But like I said, you Jakes love calling yourself demon. You're on demon time. You got 100 bodies. You gang, you this, you that. And they're the lowest on the spiritual rank. Let's go into how the angels. That's what you should be calling yourself. And that's what I call myself all the time. A war angel. I am a war angel. That's what I am. And that's what I always felt like I was anyway. A war angel. But 2nd Esdras 8:21. 2nd Esdras 8:21. How do you read our Bible? How do you read my Bible? The Israelites' Bible? Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. 2nd Esdras chapter 8, verse 21. It says, whose throne? Remember, Esdras is Ezra in the Bible. Same person, just the name is, one name is in Greek and the other name is in Hebrew. Ezra, Esdras, Ezra. It says 2nd Ezra or Esdras chapter 8, verse 21. It says, whose throne is inestimable. So his throne is just, you can't measure his throne. It says, whose throne is inestimable, whose glory may not be comprehended. It says, before whom the host of angels stand with trembling. So the demons tremble at God, or who you call God, and the angels tremble at God. And the angels have more power than the demons. They're higher in the spiritual rank. So here you have it. You have both ranks trembling at the presence of God, of the name, the presence, the existence. And I always say this, man, there's no power that can come close to the wrath of God. Nothing can beat the wrath of God. How about that? The angels stand with trembling. The demons stand with trembling. Nothing can compare to the wrath of God. But I digress. I just had to get that off. Because you Jakes, man, you Jakes is something, man. Y'all are something. And Jake is short for Jacob. The Jacobites, the Israelites. You Israelites are something, man. You all out in your in your ghettos, in your hood, talking about you a demon, you gang, you got this, you that. You don't even know that the demons is the lowest rank, and they fear, tremble at the presence of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. We all supposed to tremble, and that's the point. You still have humans that don't believe in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, that don't tremble. Here you have the angels that tremble. Here you have the demons that tremble. But you have humans, imperfect creations at that, that's just proud. And go around the earth proud, doing whatever they want to do. You know, that don't believe, that don't have no faith, that don't fear Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. But it's going to be something when they go up before that judgment seat. Romans 3, let's grab Romans. And I'm kind of steering off topic, but I'll let the Spirit do what the Spirit does. This is Romans 3. Where is Romans? Romans, where are you? Romans 3, Romans 3, Romans chapter 3. Romans chapter 3, verse 3. It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. And there you have it. Now I wanted to to go back to this Mark. Here we go, right here. Revelation chapter 13, verse 8. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Remember, this subject matter is about the beast. Before I went off topic, or the main topic, Revelation 13:8, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names, that's the key part, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, which is the dragon, the beast, the image, the mark, the system. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life. So that's what's going to take it. Those souls who are not, the souls that's not written in the book of life. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to reiterate it again. Revelation 13:8. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name or names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. And we know who the Lamb is. The Lamb is Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, from the foundation of the world. So that's what's going to take the mark. That's what's going to take the chip. And that's what's coming down the pike. That's what's coming down the pike, man. The new technology, the new tech, the new monetary system, the new financial system, that great hour of temptation, as is spoken of in the Bible. I like this prophecy right here as well. It says 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brothers and sisters for that matter, it says, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain. So when we do this spiritual labor here, when we go into these lessons, do these spiritual breakdowns, this is our work. This is our profession. This is the ministry. This is the ministry work. This is the work that we're going to be remembered for. Everything is recorded. Everything is recorded. The angels record everything. So when we go back up there before Yahweh, everything that we have done is going to be recorded. It's going to be brought out. So, and this is straight from the horse's mouth. 1 Corinthians 15:58 says, therefore, my beloved brothers and sisters for that matter, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. For as much as you know that your labor, this work we do, this ministry work, as you know that your labor is not in vain. See, that work, that worldly work, the worldly work is in vain. Because at the end of the day, once prophecy commences, it's a wrap. You can't take nothing with you. That's why it says, lay up your treasures in heaven, or the moths and rust, etc., roughly paraphrase. What's a man that gains the world and loses soul? Now, that's not saying, on the contrary, that's not saying just, be a bum. But that's saying put things in perspective. If anything, you want to put your all in the spiritual things. 1 Corinthians 15:58 says, therefore, my beloved brothers, be you steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. And that's all that matters. You imperfect humans, your opinion don't matter. Your opinion don't matter. Imperfect humans. Not only you imperfect humans, but you ignorant humans that don't have no spiritual knowledge, no spiritual fortitude. You just go with the wind. Your opinion don't matter. The only opinion that matters is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And this is why you got people that's going to take what the Bible calls, or what Yahweh calls, the mark. And I'll reiterate that again. I'll emphasize on that again. Revelations 13:8 says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life. So that's who's going to take it. So why would I care about the opinions of people that's not written in the book of why should you care? Why should I care about the opinions of some souls that's not written in the book of life? You don't matter. And that's just the truth. With that, I'm going to say, Kol Halam La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash.